Hey, what is up, guys? It's Brennan here, and today we're going to be comparing Square versus Stripe. Which is better for you in your small business? Really, no matter what size your business is, that's what we're going to be breaking down here in today's video, taking a look at the pricing, pros and cons, and the similarities and differences. Really, everything you need to know when comparing and trying to decide between Stripe or Square, or again, Square versus Stripe. So that's what we're going to dive into here in today's video. And before we dive into things, make sure you guys smash that like button, hit the subscribe button as well, and notification bell so you're notified whenever I upload a new video. Without further ado, let's go ahead and dive into the comparison video. So first, I do want to give you a little bit of a brief overview of what is Square and what is Stripe to begin with before we dive into the specific comparison details. So Square overall is a all-in-one business solution platform. You can accept payments, whether it be in person or online, and you can also pay your staff as well, diversify your revenue streams. They have appointment booking. They have a variety of different online store setups, so you can also accept payments online as well through their online store. You can actually build out an entire free e-commerce store through Square as well. In addition to that, they also offer banking services, again, like I mentioned, staff services, and you can also add third-party apps as well if you want to extend some of the capabilities within Square. They also have invoicing and all of that. So overall, Square is really an all-in-one solution. They also are very beginner-friendly as well for creating your business and for a lot of just general business needs. They also offer some free card reader. If you are just brand new to them, you can get a free card reader through them. Again, like I mentioned before, you can build out a free e-commerce store as well. So they do offer quite a lot for free, and of course you can get started with them for free as well. You just have to pay for some of the other point of sale hardware. Ultimately, Square is really catered to and focused most around selling in person through physical retail locations, right? They have a lot of different point of sale hardware, and that's really who they cater to most, is really those maybe retail locations, restaurants, salons, any place where, you know, you have that in-person type location and you need to sell things physically in a retail location. You can also accept contactless payments with your iPhone as well. It's a newer feature. But overall, that's really what Square is focused on. Stripe, on the other hand, is really catered to specifically payment processing. While they do allow you to accept payments in person with their point of sale hardware through Stripe Terminal, which we'll get into a little bit more detailed in a second here, they do have terminals that you can accept payments with in person. They really are mainly focused around online payments. They offer a ton of different international payment solutions as well if you need subscription billing, recurring billing as well. So they have a variety of different payment solutions depending on, again, like I said, you need invoicing, billing, payments, you need a checkout. They have a ton of different developer tools as well, and they have a ton of different platform integrations as well. If maybe you just want to use an external e-commerce store with Stripe, or you can just use their simple checkout process as well. If you want a pre-built payments page, maybe if you just need a payments page, you don't necessarily need an entire online store, then maybe Stripe would be better for you in that case. But they also offer invoicing, like I said. And overall, they are more focused internationally and offering just the ability to accept payments. They are a really well-built payment processing platform. They're really the most popular payment processing platform out there overall. Now, in terms of the comparison, where Stripe and Square sort of differ is that I would say Stripe is more focused just on payment processing, whereas Square is more of an all-in-one, more business solution. That's sort of how they differ there. Necessarily, you know, which is better in terms of pricing. Getting into the pricing comparisons, Square is free to start. Stripe is also free to start. You do have to pay for each of the successful card charges that go through, whether it be on Stripe or Square. You do get slight discounts depending on where you're processing those payments. So if the processing fee is in person versus online, or whether it's an invoice or manually entered, I will say the processing fees when you're comparing Stripe and Square are fairly comparable. They're really about the same at the end of the day, and that's something common you'll see across a lot of different payment processing or payment processing platforms in general, not even just Square and Stripe, but a lot of them out there do sort of have similar fee ranges just so they can stay competitive with one another. You're really not going to see quite a huge discrepancy in the fees if you're just interested in which one has lower fees. Ultimately, they're fairly comparable. They do also both offer custom packages for if you have a maybe higher volume type business. They do both offer volume-based discounts as well if you have a larger payment volume. So that is something else to look into if you are deciding on, based on a rate basis compared to maybe if you're switching from somewhere else or another payment processing platform. But overall, Square has more business solutions because, again, they are not just a payment processing company, but you're able to, of course, like I said, set up an e-commerce website. They have more point of sale hardware. That's another point of comparison here, is that Square does have a lot more point of sale hardware compared to Stripe and their Stripe terminal. So if you're looking at it just from a point of sale hardware comparison, Stripe at the moment only has the two pieces of hardware. They have their Stripe Reader as well as their Wise POS. So these two are fine pieces of hardware within themselves. But if you do need more, then maybe Square would be a better solution for you because they do have just a lot more point of sale hardware in general. They have a reader just like Stripe does. They have a register. They have a Square stand for iPad based POS. You have the terminal. Similar, and then this is the first reader free with their reader for MagStripe. So they do have more point of sale hardware options when it comes to Square versus Stripe. Stripe is a little bit more limited in that department, but again, that's not really who Stripe primarily caters to. Stripe primarily caters to people who can, are maybe familiar with coding, right? Maybe if you have some developer experience or you are going to hire a developer, you can build your own custom API or utilize their API and build your own custom pages, your own custom checkouts, and all of those kind of things so that you aren't as limited and you can sort of build things exactly how you want it, whether it be with their point of sale systems or their point of sale Stripe terminal or with any of the other payment processing that they offer through the global payments with their payments, billing, invoicing, their checkout. All of the different customizable payment UIs that they offer are really more developer friendly compared to Square is not really built for that. So if you're looking to develop things a bit more custom, definitely look towards Stripe. If you have a lot more international payments that you need to accept or multiple different currencies. That's another thing where Stripe definitely has an advantage is more different currencies that they offer and have available as well compared to maybe Square is a little bit more region specific, especially at least here within the US. Square is still a great option for a lot of people, especially if you want something a bit more simple. Maybe if you don't need all the developer tools, or maybe if you do need like a free e-commerce website, then maybe go with Square. If you want more point-of-sale hardware options, maybe go with Square, right? So it just depends on what your specific needs are, at least those points of comparison. Again, you're really not saving a ton on the pricing, and fees specifically are fairly comparable. You can get started for free with both platforms as well, whether you're going with Stripe or whether you're going with Square. Each of them are free to sign up with. You're just paying for those processing fees. Of course, Square does have more advanced other pricing plans depending on what you need in your business. If you need things beyond the free plan, they do also have a plus and premium version. So more for, like within their plus version, as you can see, it's more built for restaurants, retailers, or appointment-based businesses. If you need more advanced features designed specifically for those types of businesses. If you don't necessarily need those advanced features that they have inside the packages, then, the free plan could be just fine for you. But overall, Square does offer more as a business for small businesses or just businesses in general, compared to Stripe, again, is really more focused for payment processing specifically. ultimately, if you do need a website or other things, like maybe if you need an e-commerce store, you could go with another platform like Shopify, which I talk a lot about here on the channel. And Stripe, you can integrate with Shopify as well. There are a bunch of other different platforms. Maybe if you're using WooCommerce or other e-commerce platforms, Stripe does have that direct integration there and is great for accepting payments. Again, if you do need maybe multiple currencies, international setup, or really focused on selling online, then Stripe could be the better solution. If you're more focused on selling in person and you do want those other tools that Square offers all within their one setup, then maybe going with Square would be the better solution for you, especially if you're in person or if you do need the loyalty programs, appointments, other things beyond just accepting payments. That sort of is the biggest differential there between Square and Stripe when you're comparing the two and hopefully trying to make a better decision on which one you want to end up going with. So hopefully you guys found this comparison video helpful on comparing Stripe and Square. If you did, be sure to smash that like button, hit the subscribe button as well, and notification bell so you're notified whenever I upload a new video. But anyway, guys, that is all for today's video, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.